Hi guys, and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. My name is Crystal and I'm going to be sharing 5 dinner ideas and meals that we had during the week. So if you guys enjoy these What's for Dinner videos, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. For more videos like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you guys want to keep watching more of these videos, I do have a playlist. You can go ahead and check them out. I have over 30 videos just simply by clicking the playlist or check out the pinned comment. You'll see the playlist right there. Recipes and videos that I mentioned will be in the description, so don't forget to check that out. Before we get started with this week's What's for Dinner, this video is in collaboration with Cami, so go check out her channel. She has some cleaning, she has vlogs, she also has some What's for Dinners and hauls, so go check out her channel, go show her some love and support. Her link to her video will be in the description. If you are coming from Cami's channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. So let's get started with this week's What's for Dinner.
Hi guys, today I'm making pasta with salt.
Okay.
My favorite.
So we're gonna add go ahead. Add some salt to your boiling water. We're actually making some mac and cheese.
No, we're making pasta with sauce.
I'm gonna make her some pasta with sauce because she wants it right now. So we need it. Let me see there really quick. Why don't you grab this spoon?
I wanna do it.
Why don't you grab this spoon?
Okay.
You need to add a good amount of salt because I'm gonna flavor my water.
I got the spoon.
Go ahead and mix it. Mix it slow because it's hot. And salt. Okay, go ahead and put the spoon here. And then we're gonna add the pasta. You wanna add pasta?
What's the pasta with sauce? My favorite.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
let me make it bigger.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
I want to make it bigger.
We're gonna use some, what do you mean?
Bigger. The camera.
Like point it to you?
Yes.
Okay, hold
And then
on.
we have to make this big.
Okay, no. Oh, bigger? Okay. Oh, you already know. Okay, what do you want?
And then face it out and then face it right here.
Okay.
Put it down and then that big.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, and then you make the camera bigger.
Oh, thank you.
Cause I'm smart.
You are smart.
In my brain.
Okay, so we're gonna use 2 packs of the elbow.
Pasta with sauce. I love elbow.
Okay, hold on.
Guys, look, I'm gonna pretend I'm eating this. Guys, one time I ate a rice for dry, and then I was gonna pretend I cracked my neck.
Oh.
And then pranked my mom and my dad.
Yeah, here, add the pasta. Be careful not to touch the pan, okay? Échaselo ahí todo adentro. There you go, slowly. Good job, Esteban. There you go. And then add the second one. So today for dinner, we're warming up our leftovers. I'm gonna warm up. Yeah, mix it up. We're just do it slowly, okay? Slowly. Así, muy bien. So we're gonna cook up this pasta following the cooking directions. Of course, I threw them away. Should have already memorized how to cook this pasta. I think it's 7 minutes.
7 minutes?
Yeah.
Can I see? I want to see it.
6 minutes. So now I'm just gonna add my fully cooked pasta to the pan, and then I'm gonna add some butter and some pepper. Now this isn't traditional mac and cheese. Like, don't come at me. I have shared this recipe before. This is just a recipe that we really like. My mother-in-law makes this mac and cheese very different. I'm going to show you guys, if you haven't seen that other video of me showing you how to make this mac and cheese, I'm going to show you what exactly makes it different. So now that the pasta is fully cooked, like I said, I have this on a medium heat. I'm going to add some butter. Then I'm just gonna give this a mix, let that butter melt. I'm gonna add a little bit of the black pepper. Okay, so now that the butter is incorporated, this is where it's gonna get different, and I'm gonna add tomato sauce. Yes, you heard right. When I'm making half of this size, I usually add half of this can, but I'm gonna add the whole thing because I did make 2 packs of the macaroni. Okay, so now that we added the tomato sauce, I know this is like not traditional. You might be thinking like, what is she doing? But trust me, it is really good. This is just my version, my mother-in-law's version of mac and cheese. My husband and I didn't grow up on the box version. This is just the mac and cheese that his mom made. So then here I'm gonna add cheese. She usually adds Monterey Jack or mozzarella, whatever she has. Here I have like a cheese blend. So I'm gonna add about a cup worth of cheese. I don't want to go crazy and add too much cheese, even though right now it's gonna seem like I'm adding a lot, just because then it gets too gooey. And I know you might think like there's nothing wrong with too much cheese. Sometimes it's just too much and overpowering, but this is gonna be a good amount. And then I'm just gonna give this a good mix. Now I will taste it. I don't think I need to add more salt since I did flavor my pasta while it's cooking. Probably did go crazy with the cheese. I don't know. It's gonna be good no matter what. Very simple mac and cheese, and we're just gonna pair this up with our leftovers. I always like to say use up those leftovers if you have them. I know some people don't like to eat them, but if you just find a new way to make a different dish or just make a different side dish to go along with it, it really changes things up. We'll have leftovers for breakfast, for lunch, you name it. The food is good, so it's not a problem eating it again. But I do understand sometimes you get bored of eating the same thing. I understand too. Okay, and just like that, it is ready. What gives it that orange color is that tomato sauce. Look at all that. This is gonna go well with our thing. I'm gonna turn this off. And yeah, this is our mac and cheese. Okay, so I have some chicken here that I had in my freezer. I'm gonna cook this up, and then after that, I'm just gonna warm up the ribs, the leftover ribs. I'm just using this. I bought this at Costco. I haven't tried it yet, but it's Tyson black pepper herbs seasoned chicken breast, and they're fully cooked, so I'm just gonna follow the directions. They smell really good, so I'm hoping they're really good. We just have leftover pork ribs, I believe a few corns, and then some salad. So we're gonna have that, and I'll show you guys what it looks like all plated up. And then the mac and cheese is ready. I just popped the lid so it could stay nice and warm.
So here are our leftovers. These are cheddar sausages and also jalapeno sausages. The chicken, we have our leftover corn, and then we have our leftover pork ribs that we just warmed up everything in our toaster oven. My husband's having the sausage with the mac and cheese and the ribs. And then this is my plate. I had mine on a bread, a roll, or a torta, you would say in Spanish. The corn, the mac and cheese, and then I added some slices of aguacate, and then I also added some salsa that I made. If you guys are interested, I will be putting down the ingredients and how exactly I make this easy and delicious salsa. So this is what we had for dinner on this day. So on this day we had beer battered fish and shrimp tacos. Here my father-in-law is cooking up the shrimp. For this batter, my mother-in-law made it. I will put all the ingredients down below in the description. It's hard to get an exact measurement because she doesn't measure, but if you want to check it out, it'll be in the description what exactly she uses. And she uses the same batter she does for the shrimp and for the fish. The shrimp that we're using is just a jumbo one, and the fish that we like to use is a tilapia one. So I will be putting down the ingredients down below. I've had questions before about this this beer batter. Don't worry, the alcohol does cook off, so you don't have to worry anything about that. The beer is just there to give off flavor, but like I said, the alcohol does cook off while it's cooking in the fryer. And then I will try to link something similar, but we've had this fryer for a very long time. Besides fish and shrimp, we also like to cook chicken and potatoes. The next time I see chicken legs on sale, I'll try to make a video on how we make these chicken and potatoes in this fryer. They are also very delicious, and it's been a while since I've made that marinade, so I think it's about time that we do that, and it'll be nice to show you guys. So like I said, here my father-in-law is cooking them up, and then later on my husband takes over and finishing cooking. You're gonna see what toppings we add exactly. Here my brother-in-law is warming up the corn tortillas or tortillas de maíz. And then I'm going to show you the bowl of the tilapia, what it looks like, how we just slice it up. We don't cut it too small or too big, but if you make this at home, whatever your preference size is. In this bowl right here, or this pan, I'm sorry, we have the shrimp that's already cooked up. Some of them are a little nice and toasted. And then over here we got the fish.
Hello guys, I'm here. Fish tacos, tacos de pescado.
And this is my husband Jorge. He is the one cooking up the fish and the shrimp. Very, very delicious, I have to say. So this is the shrimp taco, and the fish taco, I'm going to add a squeeze of lime that I didn't show off camera, and then we like to add cabbage on top of ours. And then besides cabbage, you'll see that I will add like a pico de gallo, or also known as a salsa bandera, and pretty much all it has is tomato, onion, cilantro, and a little bit of salt. We don't add lime in it, but you can definitely add that if you want. And these are just some of the toppings that we like to add. And then you'll see on the table right now that we have a bunch of different hot sauces. Everybody likes to add a little different one. We also had like a salsa molcajete that was really good, that I also added that off camera. But usually with the fish tacos, my preference is just a simple one, which is tapatio. But definitely there's special hot sauces for fish that you can use. There's different ones on the table. Everybody has their favorite one. But like I said, I just like tapatio on my fish taco and also the shrimp one. And then we also add crema. The crema is equal parts of sour cream and mayo, and then a little bit of milk to thin it out. You don't want it thick like sour cream, but I know so many people add different toppings. This is just the way we like to have our fish tacos and shrimp tacos. That is very delicious. In the next clip, my brother-in-law is going to share with you guys how he makes a michelada. I have had asked in a live how to make it, and we kind of explain it. I'm no expert at making them because I don't drink beer, but my brother-in-law always is the one that makes them. So here's gonna share you the next clip on how he makes it. If you don't drink beer, you can definitely make this michelada. Just skip the beer. That's how my father-in-law enjoys it. So here it goes, Mr. Punky making the micheladas.
Linda. Algo bonito para que se liviane.
Ándale, así.
Ya tengo como...
Luego se echa un chorrito de esa madre también para que... ¿Sabes, no? Y luego el preparado. Hasta cierto límite, mira.
¿Sí?
Esa línea, la primera línea.
Oh, dale, dale, dale.
Dale, papá.
Cabrón.
Le echaste esta.
Y luego limón. Oh, ya tú, ya.
Get the
Ya es
pink
mucho.
one.
Qué rico.
Hacemos michelada, ¿verdad? I don't know how to make them, but he
No,
does.
never mind. I already have
Algo
a
diferente.
sweater for JD.
Everybody has different tables.
Just bring one from my
Está exacto, eh.
from my closet, a black one. And bring a little cobijita for Jaylene right there.
Ready?
There you
Ready.
go. There you go.
Y le dices salud. Algo bien.
They know how to make micheladas. I don't. The bartenders.
Agua de esa con...
Yeah,
¿no?
puro sparkling. Hi guys, so for today's dinner I'm going to be making some Mongolian chicken lettuce wraps. This is the first time I'm making this dish. It looks really good. So the recipe, I will be putting it down in the descriptions. Hi, Sarah. That is my youngest. We're starting off with 2.5 pounds of chicken. And it says to use thighs, and I'm going to use a mixture of thighs and chicken breast. Thighs do have more flavor. My husband prefers them, but I have a little bit of both, so I'm going to be adding both. To be cutting them in strips, so I did cut them some in strips, and then to add 1/2 cup of cornstarch, and just to make sure to get everything coated. Now it doesn't say to season this. I guess what we're doing here is just gonna coat them to cook them up and get them crunchy. So I'm gonna finish doing this right now. So here I am making the sauce. I'm gonna start off with using 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I will be putting the ingredients down below in the description, so go ahead and check that out if you guys want to make this at home. Also gonna be using 3/4 of a cup of soy sauce. Also going to need 1/2 cup of water. The recipe did call for fresh ginger, but I only had ground, so I used half of what the recipe called for. So I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, but if you have the fresh, go ahead. And then I'm going to be using 3 minced garlic cloves using my garlic press. Of course, that garlic press will be linked down below if you guys are interested in checking that out as well. I really recommend using a garlic press if you guys use a lot of garlic like I do. So now on the stove, I put this on a low to medium heat, and all I really wanted it to do was for the sugar to dissolve as the recipe called for. This isn't gonna boil over, and once this sugar dissolves, I put it to the side, and now I'm using vegetable oil just a little bit to cook up the chicken. I do apologize, the next clips are a bit blurry, but in about 5 to 6 minutes they will clear up. So I'm letting this get to heat up the oil that you guys just saw me put. Now I'm gonna add the chicken and pretty much just let it cook up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to cook this in 2 batches. This recipe is for like a big griddle. I've showed in our What's for Dinners. We did buy like a griddle combo, and I always get questions where we got it from. We actually got it from a catering store, like a specialty store in our area. It's not the same brand of the cookbook, but we bought extra stuff. I believe we got it like at Walmart. The cooking, like the utensils and things like that, and that's where the recipe book came from. What I can do is, I do get a lot of questions about that griddle. I'll try to link a similar one. I found a similar one to it where it's like a griddle and grill combo, and then I'll link the utensils that we got too if I find it on Amazon if you guys are interested, and it comes with that cookbook. But I have showed that griddle, that brand too, in my last What's for Dinner. It's actually pretty cool. It's just a griddle on itself. But we really love our griddle grill combo. It's pretty cool. It has the warmers. Like I said, if you haven't checked it out, you guys can check that out in the What's for Dinner, and you'll see both griddles. I'll show you guys, and I'll link it down below. So I'm just gonna let this fully cook, get it nice and crispy. I'm gonna transfer it and then cook the second batch. And now the recipe says that after that you're gonna add the sauce. This is our sauce. It tastes pretty good. It's not sweet at all. It's really you can taste a lot of soy. It's not like sweet and salty. It's just, it's a good, I could taste the ginger and the garlic, but it's not too strong. So I'm going to see how this really plays out. But the cool thing about recipes is that you can really switch it up. This is the first time I'm making this. The next time I could definitely see what I can switch up if I want to change something. It's not like I'm baking, so it's really easy to switch things up right now. So I'm going to let this cook up. Since I'm cooking it on the stovetop, the next time we probably will do it on the griddle, just because that recipe, that's what it's for. Finish cooking up all the chicken, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like with the sauce on top and what I do next. Okay, so this is the chicken all cooked up. I'm going to throw it in here and add the sauce, but before I add the chicken, I'm going to add something else. On the side, I did chop up some mushrooms. I didn't add any cornstarch to these, just because I didn't want to add them. Definitely, I want to give like a meatless option. Mushrooms are really good, and you can definitely, I'm going to see how it tastes. I'm going to add a little bit of that sauce in here too. I think I'm going to need a little bit of oil. Just using a little bit of the avocado oil spray. And then I am going to season it just a little bit with a little bit of garlic salt. And then I just want this to saute, and then I'm going to add a little bit of that sauce that I already made to add some flavor. I think you can definitely add cornstarch if you want, and like crisp these up like chicken, or use any other meat substitute that you want. Definitely you can switch it up. I've always said that on my channel, you can always switch things up and make it your own. Work with what you have. If you don't have a certain item, definitely to switch it up and make it your own. That's the fun part of cooking. But I'm trying to give meatless options as well, and I think this is like a super easy switch. Just use up some mushrooms. I know my friend Jay loves mushrooms in her dishes, so I think this would be really good. They cook up pretty quick. That's another nice thing about mushrooms. They don't take as long as chicken. So I'm just gonna let this cook up a bit. Yeah.
I saw Richard.
Yeah.
He's going to the house.
Yeah.
He's up there.
So I'm just gonna let this thicken up just a little bit. I'm gonna put that on a medium heat. And then add some green onions to it. If you're vegan or vegetarian or plant-based, definitely any of my recipes, I feel like you can switch them up. If you have any questions, you can ask me and maybe I can help you substitute something. Obviously, I am not vegan, we are not vegan or plant-based, but definitely if there's a way I can help you, or if you have any suggestions on making things, let me know. I think it would be really cool. So I'm going to put this to the side, and now I'm going to put all my chicken in here and do the same thing. I got one overboard. Okay. So pretty much we're just going to cook this up until it thickens up. I want it a little bit thicker than I did with the mushroom. So just going to let this all come up, and then I'm going to show you guys how we plate this up. It smells really, really good.
This is my rice. It's Rice Krispies.
Gotcha. Silly
I
girl.
want it to be rice.
You silly girl. Say hi.
Hi.
PJ.
Peace out all day long. Guys, today it's the day. It's nighttime already, but my mom cooked the food really fast. My mom cooked the food. That's shrimp. I'm on with that.
Chicken. So this is what my husband's plate looked like. He didn't want the sauce, so he's gonna try it like this. I did cube up a little bit of aguacate, but I'm gonna add more right now.
Try it, it's good.
Oh, they're like tacos.
Yeah, they're like little tacos.
That made it look like a taco. I do buy it like that.
A little.
Sriracha.
You need sriracha? Ah, ya está bien. I should have some sriracha. Cucumber. Amén y amén.
Nothing really matters.
You like it, babe?
But now,
Can't lie, that chicken came out pretty good.
I got so my
what, did you buy it like a taco? Huh?
I'm gonna bite it like a taco. 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 Like a taco.
What I want is
Next
a
time
taco.
we could maybe add some sriracha in the flavor.
But then the kids won't eat it.
No, but we'll just do 2 batches. One for them.
Okay, so this is what my plate looks like. I have the vegan option, which I'm pretty sure it's vegan, and if it's not, I'm sorry, then at least vegetarian. But I'll just say the meatless option. And then this is the chicken one. Everybody's saying it's really good. Right now, what I can tell you is that instead of the rice, you can definitely use rice noodles if you have. I don't have them on hand, so I'm just using what I have. But if you don't want to even use rice, cauliflower rice would actually be really good, or just skip the whole rice in total. But definitely next time I would love to do it make it with rice noodles. But yeah, it smells really good, it looks really good, and then I'm gonna try it right now. We'll see if I show you my face because I'm actually in my PJs. Don't tell no one. Okay, so I'm here. I just put my hair down really quick too. I always look somewhat decent. Okay, so I'm gonna try the mushroom one first. Pretty much everybody's done. Actually, you know what? Let me try the chicken one. Oh gosh. Where do I even start? Were they a little bit messy, babe? I didn't have butter lettuce. The recipe did call for butter lettuce. But I only had romaine lettuce, so I'm sorry. Oh,
That sauce came out really good.
no.
Okay, I'm gonna go upstairs to go and watch. Hi. Want to say hi to the camera?
Really, really good.
Can you camera me? I want to say hi. Hi.
Okay.
Okay.
Go watch.
It's so good. It has a bunch of different flavors. I think what I'm missing is sriracha. Because the peanut sauce is kind of sweet, it doesn't have that much sriracha in
You
it.
want some?
Yeah, please. Because I like it spicy. Como que no tiene sabor without hot, huh? Okay, now I'm gonna have the mushroom one.
That was a good crunch.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good crunch.
Satisfying.
Because of the lettuce, right?
Mm. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Really good. A little bit messy, but hey, that's part of the fun. I have green stuff in my teeth. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. I'm gonna finish eating. Really, really good. Like I said, definitely if you don't want to use chicken, you can do mushroom. You don't want to even use chicken, you could try it with shrimp. I don't know, switch it up. Really, really good. And I think the sriracha on top goes even better. But if you don't like heatness, just skip it. You don't have to put it in the peanut sauce. Really, really good. Giving you guys different options. So this is what we're having for dinner for today.
Bye.
On this day, my mother-in-law made some enchiladas verdes with some Mexican red rice. If you guys want to learn how to make these easy enchiladas verdes, I will link down a video on how she makes her sauce with the ingredients in that video. So go ahead and go check out that What's for Dinner. And this is what we had on this day. So on this day we had nachos with ground beef. We layer the chips and then we add the nacho cheese on top with the ground beef, and then a little bit of that pico de gallo or salsa bandera, which is just tomatoes, onion, cilantro, and a little bit of salt. Also had some jalapenos. So this is what we had for dinner on this day. It was my nephew's 6th grade graduation. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's What's for Dinner. Don't forget to check out Cammie's video for more dinner ideas. Her video will be linked in the description, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.